Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TBC News, our top stories. Zanzibar aims top-notch all-season tourism global center.
Tourism is the most important right now because it contributes almost 1/3 of our GDP.
Yeah. TASAF yields positive results.
Overall, Tanzania's economic performance from 2020 to 2024 has demonstrated the resilience in the face of significant global and domestic challenges.
Good evening, I am Teddy Mparinyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says his government intends to make Zanzibar an all-season tourism global center, attracting more tourists and investors, insisting that Zanzibar quests for more investors. He made the remarks at the State House in Zanzibar when he met and held talks with the new UK High Commissioner to Tanzania, Mariana Young. Here are more details.
Dr. Mwinyi says Zanzibar has great need for investment in the blue economy sector through tourism, ports, oil and gas, as well as the transportation sector, adding that it is high time Zanzibar promoted itself in conference tourism and sports.
Still looking for more investment when it comes to our economic sectors here. As you said, tourism is the most important right now because it contributes almost 1/3 of our GDP. Yeah. And we want to diversify our tourism. You have mentioned that currently it is beach resorts and a little bit on heritage in Stone Town. But we are losing opportunity when it comes to conference tourism, sports tourism, and many other types of it. So we are trying to diversify because I think Zanzibar will be a very attractive place for people to come and do their meetings. Yeah.
Furthermore, President Dr. Mwinyi says Zanzibar is committed to being a top-notch all-season tourism global center. On the other hand, the UK High Commissioner, Mariana Young, apart from praising Zanzibar for its economic performance, has assured Dr. Mwinyi that the UK government will continue to support Zanzibar in especially areas of economy, health, education, technology, and the blue economy, stressing that tourism is a key platform to further strengthen ties between Zanzibar and UK.
Meanwhile, the President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has been awarded an honorary doctorate in economics from the Zanzibar University. The honorary degree in economics has been awarded to recognize his contribution and the great achievements he has achieved in the Isles, especially on economic growth and development with a short period of his leadership. The ceremony was held at the University of Zanzibar grounds in Tungu, Central District, during the 22nd graduation of the university.
Nilipopokea pendekezo la baraza la Senate.
When I received the recommendation of the Senate Council of the State University of Zanzibar to award me a honorary doctorate in economics, I was very delighted for the great honor that his courage has given me and for recognizing my efforts to strengthen the country's economy. I recognize that this degree is not mine alone. It's a reflection of a good work done by the government that I led.
President Dr. Mwinyi says he is delighted to be awarded the honorary doctorate in economics, taking all the government leaders and executives vowing to honor the recognition. And on to the next news, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, says the government of Tanzania will continue to support poor and vulnerable Tanzanian households to improve quality of their livelihoods in line with the Tanzania Development Vision 2025 and Zanzibar Vision 2050. He expressed the commitment during discussions that brings together development stakeholders, the Ministry of Finance, and the World Bank, targeting to explore sustainable ways in order to empower the poor households in the third phase of the TASAF program. Here's a story by Caroline Malero, led by Fiben Gaga.
It is a high-level dialogue on the third phase of the Tanzania Social Action Fund, TASAF, bringing together a number of stakeholders, highlighting how TASAF has created a positive impact on the economy as it has succeeded in reducing poverty 28.4% to 26.2%.
The Tanzania economy grew by 5.1% in 2023 from 4.7% in 2022 and expected to grow at 5.4% in 2024. This remarkable recovery was induced by the government's swift policy shift and efforts to respond on the crisis necessary to keep major economic activities ongoing on certain basis. Overall, Tanzania's economic performance from 2020 to 2024 has demonstrated a resilience in the face of significant global and domestic challenges.
On the other hand, the Minister of State, President's Office, Finance and Planning of Zanzibar, Saadam Kuya, says Tanzania Social Action Fund has promoted economic empowerment of women in villages by enabling them to adopt modern farming methods as well as to secure more markets.
We can witness some places as well have been, marketplaces have been built so that more women have been engaged to some small businesses. So I believe this high-level discussion would really discuss on how best we can sustain such successes and achievements, and we could explore more.
The World Bank country representative, Nathan Bellet, commends the Tanzanian government for its social protection initiatives, highlighting that population growth continues to be another challenge to poverty reduction globally.
Our commitment is strong. We received a new request from the Ministry of Finance for financing for the next phase of TASAF in the order of about $300 million. We are now in detailed discussions with the authorities on the new phase of support, and I'm quite confident that the World Bank will be in a position to provide continued financing.
TASAF has succeeded in reducing poverty level in Tanzania, leading to the rise of the country's economic performance from 4.7% to 5.1%.
Communities living near the East African crude oil pipeline project, ECOP says the project has been a game changer in their livelihoods, boosting their agriculture and livestock keeping activities. Speaking during the quarterly evaluation session in the Arusha region, a representative of the Barbeg Women Group, Makandi Darama, insists that women and communities living near the project have been the biggest beneficiaries of the project. Here are more details.
The project has helped the communities living near the project not only acquire knowledge on diverse issues that they could not get before, but also provided them with seeds, fertilizers, and pesticides, which are key to their economic activities.
We have received great benefits from this project, and we appreciate the project. We thank ECOP for bringing us education in the village. We have received the education on land issues. Also, we have received legal rights education for women. I am grateful for this project. This project has taken into consideration our indigenous culture, and nothing has been destroyed.
On the other hand, Dr. Elifuraha Laltaika, who is the consultant of the EACOP project of affected individuals living on the outskirts, says the project management does not meet the communities quarterly to discuss the progress of the project and explore areas to involve them for the sake of the development communities.
For the future of marginalized people, international roles need the people to be involved in a unique way because their lands are important for the social activities, such as prayers and other cultural activities. The EACOP project has designed specific ways to involve them by bringing together traditional leaders and influential women for times per year.
Until now, the EACOP project has reached 47.1% praise for its measures to preserve nature, traditions, and customs and implementation of the project in all phases.
The Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Professor Adolf Mkenda, says the government of Tanzania remains committed to embrace innovation, which has been pivotal to improving economic growth in modern times. He made the assurance during the closing of the 9th Science, Technology and Innovation Conference and Exhibition 2024. Peter Mganga has the following report.
It's the closing ceremony of 9th Science, Technology and Innovation Conference and Exhibition 2024, which is attended by various government officials and private sector stakeholders. Here, the Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Professor Adolf Mkenda, explains the significance of enhancing science and technology in Tanzania.
It's important to invest in education, but more to focus on investing in science and technology. If we do not invest in science and technology, we will fail to succeed in various fields such as mining sector, because we will not be able to discover potential sources of minerals. We will continue to support this conference and invest more in creativity, science and technology.
On the other hand, the Director General of Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, COSTECH, Dr. Amos Nungu, elaborates on the resolution and the recommendation set after 3 days of dialogue and discussions which involved science and technology stakeholders, while some of the innovators vowed to unlock all potential opportunities in science and innovation.
We need to have technology that will enable us to reduce the effect and the impact of the climate change. We should have a technological equipment that will help us to decarbonize some of the gases in the maritime sector, as well as discovering research equipment with lower cost.
We need young innovators, and if you believe that your capabilities are not seen, just know that one day your capabilities are going to be seen, because our country is still growing and we need technology and we need innovators to ensure that we have a very good sustainable country in our country, so that we can have a very good sustainable development, to ensure that each and every part that we touch in our country is supposed to be in technological way or innovating way.
You'll be having a solution, but if you don't have exposure of data or something, or any material that you want, trust me, there's a point that you'll be stuck. So I would say the government policy together, the government support works, and it's helping us a lot to make a step.
The government of Tanzania have expressed its commitment in supporting young innovators to enable them to create solutions for the modern-day challenges in the society. Peter Mganga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Office, Labour, Youth, Employment and Persons with Disabilities, Patrobas Katambi, calls on youth to capitalize on cordial China, Tanzania and leverage modern technologies to optimize individual performance economically, particularly in the agriculture and industrial sectors. Robert Stephen reports.
In the effort to implement the social and economic resolution from the Forum on China-African Cooperation, FOCAC, the Center for International Policy Africa has organized a conference on Chinese modernization and African development. As Tanzania is among the countries with the youngest population globally, with 34.5% of its population falling within the 15 to 35 age group, here, Deputy Minister Katambi challenges young people.
Accounting for over 70% worldwide of the poverty reduction, in which every country has a struggle to make sure that it struggles with reduction. This greatest poverty reduction success in the human history must be replicated in African continent. I believe together we can achieve sustainable development.
The theory and practice of Chinese modernization offer a viable alternative for countries and nations who seek to develop rapidly and independently, and give inspiration, hope, and confidence to other developing countries as they explore a path to modernization suitable to their own national conditions.
On the other hand, the Uganda High Commissioner to Tanzania, Fred Musige, stressed on the importance of the platform to countries with the long-standing diplomatic ties.
This conference is very important because it creates a platform for people to share views, to share experiences from China, especially countries that have walked a long journey with China.
The conference forms part of the broader effort to achieve the Forum on China-African Cooperation FOCAC goals, where the President Samia Suluhu Hassan represented Tanzania during the 9th Forum held in September 24 in Beijing, China. Riobe Steven, TBC.
The Norwegian ambassador to Tanzania, Chun Tain, says the 60 years of the bilateral ties between Tanzania and Norway have been rooted in development cooperation and mutual efforts towards sustainable growth. Speaking to my colleague Five Gaga on the 6 decades of the evolution of the bilateral ties between Norway and Tanzania, Ambassador Tynes reiterates that over the years, the key sectors such as energy, climate change and education have been reflecting a shared commitment to fostering economic development and addressing global challenges, subsequently paving a way for a brighter future built on mutual respect and shared values.
We are having a reflection of the 6 decades of the bilateral ties between Norway and Tanzania. 60 years of bilateral ties between Norway and Tanzania have been impactful in diverse sectors. The agricultural sector, educational sector, the energy sector, among others. Passes through these 6 decades of diplomatic ties and how they have been mutually beneficial.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this program. I'm so glad to be here. As you said, we celebrate 60 years of bilateral cooperation this year. And it's 60 years since we established the embassy in Dar es Salaam. And the ties between our two countries, I would say it goes even further back than the 60 years. Because we have had Norwegians coming here that have taken place and part in different development programs, that have lived all over Tanzania. And when I go to Norway now, I meet Norwegians who know Tanzania so well. And also when I travel around in Tanzania, I meet a lot of people who know Norway. And also some speaks Norwegian because they have studied in Norway.
Tanzania has been making strides in the clean energy transition aspect. Tell us a bit more about how Norway and Tanzania have been collaborating in making sure that both countries mutually benefit from these initiatives.
First of all, I just have to say that I think this is such an important issue. And I'm so glad that your President Samia Suluhu Hassan, has really put that issue not on the top only in Tanzania, in Africa, but also worldwide. It's very important because it's about, using, as you say, clean kind of energy, which is important for climate, important for environment. But I think that it's also very, very important when it comes to health issues. Because there are so many diseases related to using the fuel that comes from cooking. And I think that has been kind of an issue that has been neglected. So I'm so glad that your president is putting it up. When it comes to clean cooking and clean energy, let me just say that the energy sector is a sector that Norway has worked on, I would say, for 6 decades. And we have been invested in hydropower plants like the Kidato, like the Kihansi. We have been helping to make sure that people all over the country get electricity through the rural electrification program and the work we have with REA. We are very much supporting the agenda also on clean cooking in different ways, and we also have financial support.
Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Science and Technology, Dr. Daniel Mushi, has directed the youth in Tanzania to leverage on the knowledge and skills they acquire in colleges to boost their competence in the world market. He made their remarks during the Academic Performance Prize ceremony at the Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, where innovators and best students have been awarded to recognize their innovative work.
It is important to prepare good leaders of the nations who will manage to learn this country. It is important to have skills because today's world needs more practical results.
On the other hand, some of the innovators at Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology say many young innovators lack research before the innovation process, leading to uninformed decisions and producing products that do not address problems.
we need to invest in more skills, in more knowledge. We need to invest in more attending of the hackathons, workshops, to learn from each other, to learn from technology incubators, and to keep investing on online learning, and also trying things, trying to implement a project.
You can come up with a solution, but not every challenge needs a solution. So before coming up with any solution, you have to look at that your society really needs that solution. So after that, what we do need to push us forward is like to have a strong people, a strong foundation to help us come up with that solution, to push it from the prototype level coming up to the market level.
In case you missed any of our stories, remember you can always go to our YouTube channel at TBC Online and watch anytime, anywhere across the globe. Now let us take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And here is international news as compiled and read by Nyambona Masamba.
International news starts in France. French Prime Minister Michel Barnier has officially submitted his resignation, making him a short-serving prime minister in French modern history. Barnier's government was toppled after both left and right-wing members of parliament voted in a motion of no confidence. Now is the first time 60 years French government has lost a no-confidence vote. Barnier's resignation has plunged France into a more political uncertainty. He has been in power only for 3 months. Legislative election earlier this year left the president coalition severely weakened and for the far right in an influential position. Barnier infuriated MPs of far right and on left by pushing through an austerity budget by decree to Asia. Syrian opposition fighters say they have captured the city of Hama, a claim denied by the government forces. Almost a week ago, they took control in the northern east city of Aleppo in a surprise offensive. It is the biggest opposition advance in years. Some say they have their sights in the capital Damascus. The fighters say they engage in street-to-street battles with the Syrian army. Syrian State TV has denied the claims. To Asia. In South Korea, governing parties say it will oppose Saturday's impeachment motion. All this follows the failed attempt to impose martial law earlier this week, which plunged the country into a crisis. The defense minister, Kim Yong-hyun, has resigned and faces a travel ban. Some reports say he recommended martial law decree and deployment of troops outside the parliament. The deputy defense minister told MPs he had no knowledge of the plan. Meanwhile, for the second straight day, protesters are out on the street of Seoul and are gathering outside the parliament. The braving heavy weather that's setting over the capital continue to voice their demand for President Yoon to step down. To East Asia, police, military, and government authorities in southwest Pakistan are meeting to discuss ways to end escalating violence in the region. A Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province shared a border with Afghanistan. The Tehrik Taliban Pakistan group is active in the area and often carries out attacks, and there is always tension between communities. In 100 people killed in violence in the last month. They are also going to discuss ways and means to restore security to be able to hold open border crossing in Afghanistan. However, several meetings have taken place in the past but have not been able to find a solution to provinces' problems. And Georgia now, where protesters are marking a weekly demonstration. They are angry about government decision to delay talks on joining European Union. On Wednesday, police detained a prominent opposition leader.
Up next, sports news. In sports news, Tanzania Beach Handball Association has expressed its confidence on the introduction of Spetchance, but rather mark the beginning of the growth of beach handball in Tanzania on the international stage.
Seen is a huge improvement in the teams of Tanzania, and the Tanzania have potential actually to do well in the beach games, especially for the beach sport, blue sport economy, blue economy and the blue sport actually. And I can see Tanzania has a big potential to get even a gold medal in the Youth Olympic that is going to happen in Dakar, Senegal.
Tanzania Baseball Association TABSA Acting Secretary Abubakar Rajab says this season's National Secondary School Championship Kosheni will be a key drive in promoting the sport, especially amongst women. Abubakar told TBC News that there are signs of progress within the association, despite initial lukewarm reception from sports stakeholders.
This championship will have, for this year, we will have 5 teams for baseball and 5 teams for softball, which for softball, it's a huge development, because for last few years we had maybe 3 or 4 teams, but right now 5 teams, including outer regions like Tabora, Dodoma, and some kind of regions. So we are happy, and we are developing one step ahead every day. So we would like support from the any stakeholders.
The Kosheni Championship is set to officially begin on December 8th at Tanzania Secondary School grounds, featuring a total of 10 teams, 5 for girls and 5 for boys. And that marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mfanyanga. Have a splendid night.
Katika kuadhimisha miaka 63 ya uhuru, imeandaa kongamano la safari